Fear is something everyone feels. Sometimes people fear change, even though Hasbro will just go ahead and change the color schemes on figures, and people will buy them anyway. Just like the figures that are being reviewed today.
Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back for another Transformers action figure review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Shattered Glass Generation Selects Optimus Prime and Ratchet. And yeah, I received this 2-pack for my birthday a while ago from my good old Uncle Bob, or a small sum of you might know him as Coach Pickering, but without further ado, let's just get right on in to this review by starting with the packaging. And their packaging here just looks like the regular Generation Selects packaging. Got the Autobot logo, War for Cybertron Trilogy, got all this stuff, and I've got to confess something, guys. This isn't actually their packaging. This is the Decepticon Sandstorm's packaging. I was too lazy to grab their actual box, but I mean, you guys don't actually care that I'm showing off the fake packaging, right? I mean, it's literally just this, but it says Shattered Glass, Optimus, and Ratchet. I mean, there's literally no point to it, but whatever. Anyway, that's it for the fake packaging. And now taking a look at the accessories on these guys, starting with Ratchet. Ratchet here comes with this huge rocket launcher shield dagger thing. It's got a light bar right there. It's got the nice purple Autobot insignia right there. I love that. And then this quite literally is just a piece of kibble they reused as a giant riot shield. I mean, it's a cool concept, and they tried to make it practical, but it's not that great of a weapon, honestly, and it seems a little like lazy engineering. These things can shift in and out due to transformation, if that interests you, but that's really it for that. Ratchet also comes with this little silver pistol right here, painted in silver, cast in white. Nothing much to really say about this. And then Optimus Prime comes with his Ion Blaster that was originally released with the original version, only cast in a gray, and this can fold up. Show that off in a second. And then he also comes with his tainted dark Matrix of Leadership, cast in this kind of lime greenish, yellowish plastic here, and then it's got some purple and dark gunmetal gray paint on it. Would have been nice if the whole thing was painted, but whatever. So yeah, that's it for this. After you fold up the blaster, this can easily go right onto his back. And it should be pretty self-explanatory. The Matrix of Leadership obviously goes into his hands. And yes, you can also put it into his chest as well, and you can close that up. As for Ratchet, he's got so many 5mm ports all over him. You can easily just take this and either plug it onto his back like that, or for me personally, I have his wrist like this, and I have him hold it like this, so it can act more like a shield/gun thing for him to use. I find it more practical like this. And then obviously the pistol, again, you can either store it on that peg on the back, or you can put it into his hand. And there you go with Ratchet's accessories. And here's taking a look at Optimus Prime and Ratchet. I think we're going to start with Ratchet, and then we'll go to the Optimus.
By the way, just as a side note for anyone who has wanted to get these figures, well, you're basically screwed.
And the reason why I'm starting with the Ratchet first is because I've actually never handled this mold before. This is the Earthrise Ratchet mold, which was a highly coveted and highly wanted Ratchet figure, which ended up being overhyped in the end, but point is, this is my first time taking a look at it, and overall it's not bad. I like the head sculpt here, especially with that dark gray face paint with the red eyes. The purple crest right there looks very nice as well. Again, I like the colors here. Some people think the white and blue is a kind of a weird color scheme, especially this particular shade of blue, but I actually don't mind it because it kind of makes him look, kind of invokes the colors of those creepy doctor gloves, because his personality in Shattered Glass is that he's supposed to invoke that, maniacal twisted doctor, kind of like the ones in the horror movies. And so this blue, I feel like, just kind of is a subtle kind of color palette reference to those, those creepy rubber gloves that everyone always has. And the purple is just a nice little touch right on top of that, because Purple seems to be a consistent thing with all of the Autobots in the Shattered Glass as well. And honestly, I don't really got much to say about the design. I mean, all the mechanical detail and everything is precise, and it's got all this nice panel lining and everything. And the figure is actually really solid, and he's quite a good size, but we'll get into size comparisons in a second. Going over his posability, his head right here is on a ball joint. It allows him to look up and down, look left to right. It can pivot from side to side. Shoulder rotates. It can shift a little bit. Can move outward that far. He does get a bicep swivel, bend at the elbow. His wrist can rotate. His waist can also swivel right here. Hips can kick forward. They can kick back that far. They can move outward that far. Thigh swivel, bend at the knee. Ankles can pivot, and that's really it for the articulation on this guy. So yeah, honestly, the robot mode, I feel like, is a really good reason why everyone really wanted this Ratchet. I mean, he looks great. It looks like Ratchet. It's just the vehicle mode he's not really that great with. But before we get into that, let's look at the Optimus first. And I really love the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime here. He looks amazing. One of the things that's very noticeable that I also love is the detail right here of the broken glass on his chest. Very nice detail right there. If none of you know the backstory behind this, this is a scar left over from one of his first fights with Megatron in the Shattered Glass universe. And if you also notice, his color palette has been completely changed into, I guess, reverse colors. Instead of the nice bright red and blue, instead he has a more muted dark blue combined with a dark gray instead of light gray, and then it's all purple instead of red. And then instead of the yellow right here, it's this nice lime green. And I love the red eyes and everything here on the face, and I also love that bit of green and the gunmetal gray as well. I wasn't expecting the dark blue to work as well as it does, but I like how muted this one looks and still makes it look different from that original one, but this guy still manages to be recognizable as Optimus Prime. I also love all of this gunmetal gray going throughout the grill abs right there. And the purple and everything is precise. All the mechanical detailing is also very precise as well. This is based on the highly coveted Earthrise mold, which everyone seems to treat like it's the Transformers Messiah. But I'm not saying that this figure is overhyped. It's actually really good. And it's just this Shattered Glass version is probably one of the best versions of this mold that we have ever gotten, especially considering its posability. And like I said, all the mechanical detailing and everything is already really well, and it looks like no kibble and everything. And like I said, posability is really good as well. He's got a ball joint at the head, swivel at the head. This head can also pivot. Shoulders rotate a full 360. These also can act as butterfly joints due to transformation. Arms can move out. He does have a bicep swivel. Bend at the elbow that bends at 90 degrees. His wrists rotate. He has opening hands, which is becoming more and more of a common thing with Transformers now. I'm glad that it is. He does have a limited waist swivel, but it's just enough. He has a nice kick. He can kick back. He can move outward. He does have a nice thigh swivel, over 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And then the ankles can pivot very far. And then the ankle and toes can also shift as well. So yes, very good articulation on the Optimus Prime, and I can really see why this guy is so highly coveted by everybody and why the praises of this figure have not been sung enough. And combined with all their mechanical detail, posability, and everything, they just look so freaking cool! And here's the Shattered Glass Ratchet and Optimus compared with the Ratchet and Optimus. Here they are with the last Ratchet I reviewed, the Core Class Studio Series 1. And then, because I'm too lazy to go in and re-record this whole thing, here's some reused footage from my old Shattered Glass video. Then I don't have to go through every single one of them again. Now that we've gotten my apparent laziness out of the way, let's just get right on into these guys' transformations. As for weapon storage in Prime's alternate mode, you just take the folded up gun and you can plug it in right in there. Very nice little storage right there, hides away pretty well. And as for Ratchet, you just take the gun and you put it right there. That weapon storage is just as lazy as I am. And even though it does have the parts forming, I do have to admit, I do think this vehicle mode looks pretty good. It's got the nice, smooth, round, kind of almost like bubbliness about it that like the old original 80s van did have. And yeah, it looks nice. The tires look great. It's got some nice gray stripe going right there. The blue, again, pops up really well. It is a little bit lazy that the feet are just kind of hanging there on the back, but I mean, it's not too distracting, but still it is there, and I know it does distract some people. I like how it almost looks like he's got some rocket boosters on the back, and then that nice Autobot logo again looks very nice. The light bar and everything, which I forgot to mention, the light bar technically is its own separate accessory, but whatever, you just leave it on here anyway. Looks nice, and it rolls really well. I really like the Ratchet. And again, yeah, it's a no-brainer that the Optimus Prime is my favorite of the set. I mean, just look at him. I love the purple. Purple's my favorite color. And Optimus Prime is my favorite character. So just taking those together, it makes this thing just look so cool. I love the gunmetal gray going across this. Again, kind of giving it that more muted, kind of evil look, especially with the broken, shattered glass on the front. And then, again, the headlights look nice. I like how all the rims are painted. He's even got these little gas tank things right here are also painted. And again, I love the colors, and the transformation on this thing is just flawless. I mean, there is a bit of an empty hollow gap right there, but that is just as empty as any of my complaints that I have about this set. I really love how this turned out. The Autobot symbol looks great, and it does roll really well for maximum playability. And here is the Shattered Glass Prime and Ratchet compared next to the Prime and Ratchet from the main line. And yes, just like the previous video with Skywarp, I am trying to flex on all of you that I actually have a Siege Ratchet. Because trying to get a Siege Ratchet today is like trying to buy an Xbox Series X. Here is the core class Ratchet with these two. And then I'm too lazy to transform everyone back into vehicle modes again. Oh wait, hang on. I actually did go through the process of transforming every single one of these guys just so I could show you this like 10 seconds of comparison. See, I can do hard things. And that is basically it for my review on the Transformers Shattered Glass, Ratchet, and Optimus Prime. I really do love these figures quite a bit. I mean, the Ratchet is a little bit wonky with its, design choices for the transformation, but that still didn't stop me from having a lot of fun posing him around, and especially with how he looks in robot mode. He looks great. I just wish the shield was a little bit more collapsible, or maybe even just more integrated into the robot mode. It could have bulked him up a little more. And the Optimus is just absolutely flawless. And honestly, that's all I can really say about this 2-pack. It really is quite flawless. If I was really reaching for complaints, the only thing I could really complain about is that these guys don't come with any blast effects of their own, which would have been nice. But honestly, it's not that big of an issue as some other figures. So yeah, I really like these guys. If I had to give this 2-pack a rating, I give it a solid, maybe, you know what? Just for Uncle Bob, I'm going to make this a 10 out of 10 2-pack. I really like them. I really, really like these guys. So anyway, that is basically it for this review. If you guys enjoyed the review, be sure to give me a like on the video. Comment down below what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel for more action figure reviews and garbage videos. And I'll catch you guys next time.